afternoon. My name is Ellen Schapp. I'm the Executive Director of the Waunakee Chamber of Commerce, and this afternoon I am sitting with Mr. Tom Wilson from beautiful Town of Westport, and we are here this afternoon to hear from Tom about what's going on in Westport, some updates. Typically we have our annual business breakfast around this time in person. And obviously this year we're unable to do that, but we still wanted to be sure that you as our members get the updates that you need to start the year out, and if you have any questions, know who you should contact. So thanks, Tom, for meeting with us this afternoon. What is it that your title is, and what do you do here at the Town of Westport?
All right, well, I am the Town of Westport's attorney, administrator, clerk, and treasurer. Basically, I do whatever needs to be done here at a staff level at the town to assist our town board. And actually, it makes it very easy. We have a great town board, and the staff here is excellent. We're small, and we do a lot of work, and we're pretty efficient.
So I understand that there's some major roadway projects coming down the pike. Could you talk a little bit about what those are?
Yeah, I'd be happy to. We are kind of inundated with a lot of different road projects all around the town. The first one is County Trunk Highway M, which is, we're in our town meeting room right now, which is in the Bernard J. Kennedy Administration Building, right at the intersection of Mary Lake and County Trunk Highway M. And this part of Highway M, from about Highway 113 past Highway K to around to Onken, is going to become a 4-lane highway with a big roundabout at Highway K and M. And right now, they're planning that. The county with the town and the state and consulting engineers. I go to staff meetings and there's me and like 25 engineers, so they're very interesting. And they're going to be doing that 4-lane planning this year, maybe into early next, and that work is planned for 2022, to start at late 2022. Second project that's going on is Highway 113, and that goes from Knutson, which is like the last road in Madison as you're coming out 113 towards Waunakee and Westport, all the way to the new roundabout at 19, 113 and I. The plan right now is that they are just going to do a resurfacing of the project. They are going to do some work at Bong, Arboretum, and 113 and put in yet another roundabout. They think that is going to be much safer. Their plan is to do that in 2023, because they have to do some timing with County M. They can't both be torn up at the same time. And for the chamber members, their plan, the state DOT is planning that, and they are planning on closing 113 from the current roundabout to River Road. River Road is local access. It'll be M to the roundabout is going to be completely closed. And their hope is that they'll have local access to the businesses that are on River Road, like Taylor Liquor, and there's the Legion is there, and bigger is some Skipper Buds facilities and all of the Farrell businesses. So you'll still be able to get to those. Then, to complicate things a little bit more, the state is also planning on resurfacing 113 north of Waunakee, all the way to Highway V. And I'm not sure if they're closing that. They just started the planning that, but it does include some intersections like Easy Street, and might include some bridge work and some trail work. So we'll see how that all gets planned out here. That's sometime in the future, maybe 2025 or so. But again, it's another project we're going to have to deal with. County is also planning on resurfacing County Trunk Highway I north of that roundabout. I believe they're talking about all the way to County V, which is near the forest. That's a long stretch that they're planning on resurfacing. And additionally, County Trunk Q and County Trunk L, which is in Middleton, they're the county is planning on doing some work with the city at that intersection as well, so we got all that going on. Besides some local road work, but they're not deep on major roads that I know of in Wanakee or in Westport, so lots of work going to happen here pretty quick.
So if anybody has any questions, should they contact the town hall here?
Yep, you could contact, they could send me an email, for instance, if they want to. We can direct them to the correct websites. This is all on state and county websites, easy to find, and all the dates. There's going to be some public informational meetings coming up on the County Truck Highway M project really soon. It's all virtual, but at least you'd be able to learn about what they're planning right now. And it's changed a little bit. We went through this process before, and they did a 50% plan to be able to get the federal money for it. And now they're fine-tuning and working out some objections that people have, or trying to make the plan better.
Okay, so that's a lot of stuff
Yeah, it's a lot of
stay in touch with.
Yes.
Also, there seems to be a lot of construction in the area, in the town. Can you talk about that a little bit?
I can a little bit. So in 2020, we reported to the Wisconsin Department of Administration that we had 33 new home starts. And that doesn't sound like a lot, but to us in Westport, that's a lot. Normally we have maybe 8 to 10. That's probably our average. But to have 33 is quite a few. Most of those were in the Carriage Ridge subdivision. There's a north and a west 40 to Carriage Ridge, and I'm sure a lot of people have seen a lot of new homes going up in that area. Very nice homes, connected right to Wanakee. Trying to do a seamless progression from Wanakee to Westport there. Worked out really well. We actually have water connected to each other in case there's emergency. We can open the pipe if the water breaks down and serve with fire. Carriage Ridge just lowered their prices just a little bit, and I think that made them more attractive than they were in the past. A very small adjustment, and boom, they just went like wildfire. I don't even know if there's a lot left. And there were about probably 70 at one point that were up there. Community of Bishops Bay, which from here is, of course, towards Middleton. Their phase 5 is under development. It's really slow, but even it's starting to pick up. I think that there's a lot more questions that are being made to the developer about the lots that are available and that. And so we may see more and more construction this year coming up. They're actually, and that is the T-Wall group, they're actually planning on starting to work on phase 6. And that phase 6 is back by the golf course and back along the trails and the county land, and it's beautiful back in there. So they're going to be starting back in there, hopefully within a year or two, they believe. And so that's kind of what's going on. We just seem to have a lot of building that's going up, a little bit more than usual. We're hoping we see at some point some construction start at the North Mendota Technology Park that's between River and Kennedy along 113. It's an MG&E holding company that has that land, and they're continuing to try and find high energy users to go in there. So they've been very picky. But they've had a lot of higher interest lately, let's put it that way. So the chamber could have some nice new members here.
Nice. Westport's a beautiful area. You guys have great parks and trails. Anything new along those fronts?
Well, along with this County Trunk Highway M improvement, there's a lot of action that's going on with the trail. It's called the North Mendota Trail. It's essentially supposed to start at, think about this logically, it starts in Middleton on M, coming out of Middleton, and will extend all the way along to go to Yahara Heights Park, which is over here. That's at 113 at now. We did part of that. We probably got the toughest not done, which was near Woodland Drive. So from Woodland Drive across, we built a bridge to North Shore Bay Drive, which is County Trunk Highway K. We got that built, and it's been used a lot. And if people want to go down North Shore Bay Drive, which has little traffic, you can get right to Governor Nelson State Park. And So the next step is to pave the trail through Governor Nelson State Park. We kind of thought it was going to happen this year. The county and the state with COVID got a little, their timing off. And so they're hoping to do that right away in the spring. There's still some planning to do, still some funding to figure out, but their hope is that they get that done in the spring. And then, of course, it's already done along the Community Mission Bay area, and we're Inspired Lake area. So they'll be working on that all the way in to Middleton, and the county parks will do that eventually, but the other part that's going to get done pretty soon is when that County Trunk Highway M4 lane improvement gets done out here. They're going to include that trail. So they'll connect to Woodland, probably use Willow Road because it doesn't get much traffic either, and then they'll go all the way over and you'll be able to get right to Yarrow Heights and into Madison, probably on Westport Road if you want to, for instance. So they'll have the north side linked. So that is very important because there aren't a lot of trails out on this north side that are linked like that. And, you know, we've got a lot of them on the south side of Madison, through the middle of Madison, but to do that linkage will be very good. And then the other one to talk about is the village is currently working, and you may hear this from Todd Schmidt, it's a link from Castle Creek along 6 Mile Creek to Mill Road. We can get from Mill Road to Division Street, and there's some sidewalks, but this trail will be just another connection that you could be on Division Street in Castle Creek at Murphy Park, and you can now stay on a trail at that point and will be able to get all the way to Governor Nelson, hopefully into the city of Middleton, and maybe into the city of Madison on a paved trail, if it all works out. Village has a lot of work to do on that. So that's what we got going on as far as trails go.
Yeah, I know people are looking forward to that connectivity, and it seems like with bike and the trails and getting around, that's been a long time coming, and something that I know that Westport and Wanakee has worked towards, so that's exciting news. So lots of stuff here in Westport, as you can tell from what Mr. Wilson shared with us this afternoon. Is there anything else? I mean, with COVID, it's been a rough year. We've all had to kind of change and adapt how we run our organizations.
That's right.
Anything else to share with how your team here is working and the town hall in general and such?
Yeah, well, just a couple things. One, we're very cognizant of staying socially distant, of course, and we have, our meetings have all been virtual, and I really don't see us going back anytime soon. Depends on vaccination timing and things like that. So, but people are still working. Our crews are still out there. I think with local government in the state, it's a minor miracle the way things have gotten done, frankly. I don't know that people saw a step down in service. Just did it a different way. And, we did half of the Mary Lake subdivision improve their roads under this. And it worked. People could still call up and find out what was going on. They could still email and find out what was going on. You're just doing things maybe in a more efficient manner than before. Instead of making telephone calls and calls back, just ask a question over the internet. So one of the other things we're working on here is we're working on a sign system for the town. It's kind of a willy-nilly, one sign has a different insignia than the other one. And so the idea was that we need to work on a system where everything is consistent throughout the town. So we're working on that right now. And I hope by the end of the year we'll at least have a system down. So that means the town entrance signs, town park signs, the signs that we have around here to show people where to go, those type of signs, wayfaring signs. They'll all be set up in a system that when we go to replace signs, we'll know what to use. And the reason for it is because we're having a few new parks and trails come online, and we'd like the signs to look good. And we are doing that in-house. We have a couple former architects that are on our board, along with an engineer on our plan commission, and some some other volunteers, let's put it together, that'll form the design group. And we think we're able to do it on our own, which is another remarkable thing, because it would be very costly otherwise. I would suspect that you're going to see some work soon at the Ella Wheeler Wilcox site, which is on Easy Street. It's right now it's being mined by the county, so it's all ripped apart. But I think that at some point we're trying to make that into a prairie area with county parks and trails, and that'll be a fun area. And I think that's really, we don't have things that happen here in the town. They happen one day and then we deal with them, right? So we've got some plans that are out there, but this county truck highway kind of project is really the biggest thing that we'll have going for the next year. It's going to take a lot of time, a lot of effort.
Well, I want to thank you for your time today, and just on behalf of the chamber, we have always been appreciative of your support of the Chamber of Commerce, and we like working with, the relationship between Wanakee and Westport and within our schools, government, businesses has been, I think, terrific, and I think we're pretty lucky as to how we operate and all work together, and I want to thank you and everyone in the town for your support in working with us. Once again, if you have any questions regarding what Tom talked about, he said you could certainly give him a call or check out their website for more information. Thank you so much.